Hi everyone and welcome back to the Torok channel. So in today's video I want to give tips for early beginners how to choose your first electric guitar. When I chose mine back in 1997 there was not that many reviews, demos and this kind of things. To be honest, I think there were pretty much no review videos about guitars. So I have trusted the seller in the guitar store, and maybe I shouldn't have, okay? So I'm gonna try and give you the essential criteria you should think about in order to make the right choice and have a guitar that's gonna help you play and not a guitar you have to struggle against when you want to play. I think it's important for you to know that I'm not here to sell you a guitar or another. You're not gonna hear me at the end of this video telling you, hey, choose this one, it's great. No, absolutely not. I really only want to give you tips to choose yours. I think the first thing you should think about is the pickup configuration, because according to what you want to play, it's gonna make a lot of sense. If you're watching this channel, maybe you're like me into metal music, and if that's what you want to play, well, you need a humbucker in bridge position. Let me show you. All my guitars have the same pickup configuration: humbucker in bridge position, humbucker in neck position, because that's what I love. When you want to play a metal rhythm, you need a humbucker because it sounds thicker, it sounds more massive when you play chugs, and if that's what you're listening to and that's what you want to play, don't go for a single coil in bridge position unless you're a huge fan of Yngwie Malmsteen. As far as the neck pickup goes, well, things are a bit different. If not only you love metal music, but you also love to listen to some funky music or reggae music, maybe you need a single coil here in neck position. Now, if you love the tone you hear in metal music when they play clean, better go for a humbucker as well. But be careful with what you want to play, because if you have humbuckers, you cannot replace them with single coil and so on. The second thing you should think about is the guitar shape, not for aesthetic reasons, but for practical reasons. Some shapes have better balance than others. That's what you will find on Stratocaster or Super Strat guitars or on Telecaster shapes. You will have absolutely no problem of balance with the two shapes of guitar I have just mentioned. If you want to go for a single cut, be careful. Let me show you. This is a single cut guitar. This one is perfectly well balanced. I have no problem. I can play sitting, you know. Okay. Now, sometimes single cut guitars are much too heavy here, and so they rip out of your lap like this. So you can find yourself playing like this, and as you can guess, it's absolutely not comfortable at all. If you have never played a guitar in your life, you will not be able to find it by yourself. So go along with someone who has already played or who already does play and you trust. Ask him to play the guitar for something like 10 minutes, and if he ends up like this, well, it's not a guitar you should grab for yourself. If you're going for some more offset shapes, of course things are gonna be different. We're just gonna figure out what would happen if you go for some Explorer shape or some V shape, okay? Explorer shapes, as you can see, they've got a long horn here, and if you're too short, this horn is gonna be underneath your arm, and it's gonna be a problem when you wanna play. As far as the V shapes are concerned, well, they are designed to be played when you are standing. Of course, when you're a nerdy beginner, you start playing sitting because it's more comfortable and it's gonna help you focus on what you have to play. Now, if you try and play a guitar with a V shape sitting, let me show you what's gonna happen. Okay, if I'm using a Super Strat guitar like this one, my hand, I'm righty, okay, so my right hand is here, the guitar is on my right lap, and my hand goes like this, okay? If you've got a V shape, you cannot hold it this way because it's gonna turn down and it's unplayable. So you're gonna have to put it between your two legs, and then you're gonna have a position that's something like this. So your right hand, if you're a righty, or your left hand, if you're lefty, is gonna move to the center of your body and even on the opposite leg. And take a good look at your left hand if you're a righty. It's like this, and it stretches the shoulder a tiny bit. So if you're not used to playing in this kind of position, And if you don't feel comfortable in this kind of position, well, forget about a V shape for now and think again when you start playing standing. You also should pay attention to the shape of the frets, especially on the edges. If you've been watching my videos, I always do this. I let my fingers glide on the edges of the neck just to see if the frets have been filed up correctly and if there's nothing sharp here. If there's something sharp, especially on this side, on the high E side, well, don't buy this guitar, because it's gonna stop you from playing, it's gonna hurt, and trust me, it's not gonna change, but your fingers are gonna get hurt. Another point that's very important for you is the choice of the type of bridge. There are mainly three types of bridge: hardtails, tremolo, Floyd Roses, okay? If you're going for a hardtail or a tremolo and you want to move from E standard to drop D because the song you want to learn is in drop D, it's okay, no problem. You just move the tuner of the lowest string, you move from E to D, and that's okay. If you've got a guitar with a Floyd Rose, things are way more complicated. A Floyd Rose is made of the balance between the tension of the strings and the tension of the springs that are on the back of the guitar. It's a floating bridge, a floating tremolo. It means there's nothing that is really stable. So if you move one string on a guitar with a Floyd Rose, you will move all the other strings. So if you want to move from E standard to drop D, it's gonna take several minutes. The first time I did it was my first guitar with a Floyd Rose. It took me over 20 minutes to set the guitar in tune correctly. Trust me, when you start playing guitar, it's not something you should think about, because you've got already many things to focus on. So my advice, but you're doing absolutely whatever you want, my advice: don't start playing guitar with a Floyd Rose. And one last thing that makes sense for an early beginner more than for other types of people is the guitar to be ready to play out of the box. I have recently demoed and reviewed a Jackson GS32. I have enjoyed this guitar even though it was a bit special, but what I want to say is, out of the box it was totally, absolutely unplayable. I'm used to setting my guitars myself. I like to do it, it's okay, it's fine. If you're an early beginner, maybe you don't know exactly what to do, you don't know what curve give to your neck, you don't know how to set your intonation up, despite the tutorials. Nobody is gonna give you really good answers, because the action should be adapted to the thickness of the strings you're gonna use and the way you play. Some are playing softer, some are playing harder. So better have a guitar with an average good setup that's made for pretty much everybody, and then you can just start playing and you will focus on this kind of things way later. The shape of the neck is not the first thing that you should think about. The reason is you don't know what shape suits you the best, and that's normal. You have never played a guitar in your life. Okay, so what you have to know is that there are different types of shape, C, D, U, different thickness of shape, and among all those variations, well, you have to find one that suits you for starting. And later on, when you buy a second or a third guitar, you will have the opportunity to go further into thinking about it, but in the very first place, you should just find a neck that suits you and that feels comfortable to you. You should just pay a tiny bit of attention to the radius of the guitar. The radius is how curved or straight is the neck of the guitar. I think you should not go beyond 14 inches, and you should avoid going under 8 inches and a half. Under 8 inches and a half, maybe it's too round and it's gonna stop you from playing bends. Above 14 inches, it starts being very straight, and it might become a problem when you start playing certain types of chords. But if you stay between 8.5 and 14 inches, you've got an access to 95% of the current guitar production. So it's not gonna be a problem for you to choose a guitar that really suits you and that really pleases you. Okay, as I said in the beginning of this video, I'm not here to sell you a guitar or another, and that's absolutely not what this video is made for. I just want to give you advices so you can choose the better guitar for yourself. Now, if you have spotted a guitar, you want to talk about it, you want to ask me questions, leave your question in the comment section down below, and of course I will give you answers. Okay, and in the next video I'm gonna give you tips for you early beginners to start the best possible way, because I realize that I'll always talk about rig and I never talk about how to use it, so maybe that's the opportunity to do so. Okay, so far, well, thanks for watching and see you next time.